Welcome back, y'all. This is not Caravan of Garbage Boys. This is Gio from Gio's Gonna Save This Podcast, and I'm here to save you from this podcast. Welcome back, y'all. I have deeply missed you guys, and I wanted to go ahead and bring you guys another episode for the month of December, and we're going to talk about a lot here today. We're going to talk about Goodridge, we're going to talk about holiday movies, we're going to talk about Roz, we're going to talk about anime, we're going to talk about maybe wrestling. You're in for a treat. So, to start things off, we got to give a good shout out to Goodridge. Mike, Chris Squared, Frankie, I love you guys. I miss you guys already. These guys performed a show at, I think it's Lilo's place, and it was a house show, and it was fucking fantastic. People were moshing, people were having a good time, singing along. They played a Rage Against the Machine cover. I'll probably put some footage in there, because honestly, I've always wanted to go see Goodridge, and it's kind of crazy. We've been constantly hitting each other up on social media, so to finally kind of like meet up was amazing, insane. These guys actually knew about G's Gonna Save This Podcast, so like we made it, y'all. We fucking made it. It was kind of crazy. Like meeting Frankie was like meeting an old friend for the first time again. I don't know if that makes sense. It was great. Mike was great. Chris were great. We had a discussion about where the best chicken tenders are at, and currently they're discussing that Warren Theater had the best chicken tenders, which we got to put this to the test, honestly. But it was a great time, a great night. 10 out of 10 recommend. And I've been dying to see Goodridge anyways, because we've been a fan of them before. Roz, oh yeah, shout out Roz for putting us on to the concert. But yeah, I was like a huge fan of them before that. Them and Lilac Kings, which Mike sings for both of them. And it's crazy. We got to give a lot of love to Goodridge because, man, they're a bunch of talented dudes making some really good music. And I can't tell you enough how many people were really vibing like that night. And I just want to see it grow, and like I want to keep seeing them. So if you're not following, please go follow Goodridge right now. I'll put the link in there in the bio or like on this video or something, but please go support Goodridge and go support the boys. We love them so much, and you will definitely see them on Gio's Gonna Save This Podcast pretty soon. Well, we'll figure some stuff out, but we definitely made some conversations about putting things in the works. So love you, Goodridge. Speaking of Roz, because like shout out to her for this whole week, but she brought me out to Bison Tail Studios as well. Shout out Bison Tail Studios. You guys are amazing. Bison Tail Studios is so nice. Like honestly, like I went in there and there were so many guitar pedals, all the equipment they have. If you need to record anything, Aaron's your guy at Bison, man. Like I got a lot of love for him out there. We had a good time. We tracked some drums. I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about this, but it's like Roz's new music stuff, and we were tracking drums, guitar, and like a lot of good things. And we played a game on live, which if you heard about it or saw it, yeah, just keep it to yourself. Shut your fucking mouth. That was a wild game. And we just had a good old fucking time. We had a really good time. So thank you guys. Thank you guys at Bison Tail for the hospitality. I definitely will be back, and I can't wait to see you guys grow as well, because you guys do a lot of good things over there. So, but yeah, no, I think this is a perfect time as ever to start the holiday bit. But before we get into the holiday movies and the top 10 list for Christmas and things like that, there was something that happened to me, and I just want to talk about it because there was a thing that we talked about prior about Thanksgiving, the movie, and we were talking about why was it on these top 10 lists all this time? I regret to inform you that I think they were right. Honestly, I watched the movie and I cannot tell you how crazy this movie fucking is. And the basic, the plot of the movie, before I get into my review, it's basically like, Black Friday happens and a tragedy happens in Black Friday. Tragedy. And basically during this tragedy, people pass during the tragedy, and somebody wants to rectify that situation and comes, very creatively when it comes to killing these people to let them know that they are responsible for other people's deaths. And it's an amazing, amazing movie. Like, it's just wild. It's just fucking wild. Give it a solid 8 out of 10. That's like 7.5 or 8 out of 10. One of the two, depending on my mood. But it was, as far as like top 10 Thanksgiving movies, you're going to have to wait till next year when I do that episode. Don't worry. I'll definitely put it in a pretty good spot. But yeah. We'll definitely put it on the list for next year, but yeah, it definitely deserves to be on the list. I was mistaken, and you guys need to go watch Thanksgiving if you haven't seen it yet. But getting it to more current holidays, starting to get cold in here. I think I gotta go ahead and put my festive theme on. Cool. All right, now I can talk about Christmas movies. So we're going to go ahead and do a top 10 list. And my thing is, I don't really know how we're going to differentiate from last year because I kind of don't remember how last year's went. So this year, we're going to switch it up and then probably make a video comparing how I feel about last year's Christmas movies to this year's Christmas movies. So let's get into the top 10 Christmas movies. So number 10, we have Die Hard. Now, I know I'm pretty sure I put this movie on my list beforehand, but what I wanted to do differently is that this time I wanted to make a point. This is a Christmas movie, y'all. This man is yippee-ki-yay motherfuckering the entire Christmas barefoot. It is a crazy movie. It's action, of course, but again, we have like modern action films anyways that are kind of Christmas themed, a la Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm pretty sure it was kind of somewhat of a Christmas movie if you think about it. Batman was definitely a Halloween movie. So yeah, it's not weird to have these movies on the list that rank so high. I just think Die Hard is up there due to the fact that transcendently people still argue to this day that if Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So there, you were in your 10 spot. Moving on to number 9. Now number 9 is going to be a little bit weird. Number 9, I'm half serious about, but half joking, but also half serious. And if you guys haven't seen this movie, it's called The Nuttiest Nutcracker. Now, little Gio here, not me, little Gio here. Little Gio here did not ever watch the Nutcracker original. Like the one that I think Macaulay Culkin was in. I've seen every Macaulay Culkin thing except that. And it's so funny because the only exposure to the Nutcracker I had was this VeggieTales looking fucking thing. And this thing, for some reason, did it for me. This was it for me. This was something that I watched religiously almost every Christmas. I related to this bitchy ass girl to some degree, although I found it weird that she literally wanted to cancel Christmas because her parents couldn't make it. Like wild behavior. But also her brother was a little shit, and I don't think I liked anybody in this movie except for the nuts, which that's kind of wild. And then yeah, like the Nutcracker busts a nut all over people. Whoa. But the Nutcracker busts a nut to break a curse. Like that's a real plot point in the movie. The Nutcracker busted a nut to break a curse. I tell you, you guys need to watch this movie. The voice cast in this film is kind of crazy. I'll put it up on this right here. But yeah, like it's ridiculous that these guys were involved in this movie, and this movie deserves to be on number 9. If you hate it, fuck yourself. I'm kidding. Merry Christmas. We have to be nice. No, but number 9 is definitely going to be Nuttiest Nutcracker, and then we're going to move on. Take that, Kobe. Going to number 8, we got The Polar Express. Now, think about the time frame when this movie came out and the idea that they're going to take one actor and make him every character in that movie, which is kind of freaky if you think about it. And they made Tom Hanks the kid, Santa Claus, the conductor. Pretty sure he was like a homeless man too that had magical powers. That guy was so crazy. But I think all homeless people have magical powers, right? And then I think he was definitely something. He was probably one of those goddamn elves. I know one of them was Tom Hanks. But yeah, it was a whole movie about basically a kid. It's a really good story about how a kid gets older, doesn't really feel the same way about Christmas, doesn't believe in Santa Claus, which Geo's going to save us podcast fans, or Geodude fans, or Geodudes. we don't go around these parts saying those kind of things. We all believe in Santa around here. But yeah, no, just basically like he was running out of this feeling that the magic, I would say, of Christmas. And then one night, just a crazy ass fucking train that doesn't wake any of the parents up by any means, takes the kids away for about, I want to know the timeline, how long it took them to get to the North Pole and back, because this was crazy. This whole movie is ridiculous, and there's a hot chocolate sequence that's like fucking insane, bro. Like, I love it. But yeah, honestly, it's one of the wildest fucking movies you could watch. It'll go number 8 on this list due to the fact that it is a Christmas movie. Number 7, we're going to go ahead and switch it up. We're going to bring in, come here, you. This one. Yeah. I wanted to go ahead and talk about A Christmas Story, because A Christmas Story to me has kind of like a special place in my heart. And I don't know if I've talked about it before, but basically I do this tradition where I watch it the 24th of December. And I think TBS used to do this like 24 hours of A Christmas Story thing where they would just play it all and on and on. And for some reason, that would be my thing. I would watch that movie and then fall asleep watching that movie and wake up knowing it was Christmas and that movie was still playing. I haven't done it in a few years, but it's one of the things that I always love doing. That or a Yule log. I do one of those things. But that's why this movie is going to be so high on my or like where it's at on my list, because the nostalgic factor. Also the story, just a kid wanting a present and everybody telling him no because it's like probably an irresponsible present for the time, but when you're a kid and you want something, you kind of ignore everything and just think everybody's out to get you, which this movie like really does display like the mind of a kid really well. And that's why I like this movie so well, because it's just like it shows how we felt when we didn't get the things that we wanted when we were younger. And I know that's something that's important for us, so put that on my number 7. Number 6, I wanted to switch up. Number 6, I wanted to go ahead and put on The Grinch, because The Grinch, both cartoon and movie universe, I think are unisonly good, and I want to talk about both of them in a way that they're both respected, because like Jim Carrey fucking kills it at The Grinch, guys. Like, can we all agree about that? Jim Carrey was amazing. I loved knowing a little bit more about The Grinch, and that's where I give it to the movie on this, because if you watch the cartoon, it's a great story. Let's start there. The Grinch, tired of the noise, people fucking around on a Saturday morning singing some Christmas songs. Man, fuck them. Just not in the mood for it. Just not about Christmas. But it was really cool to just kind of see him just try to like fuck Christmas up for everybody in the cartoon so fast. And then he's just like, nah, man, fuck it. I got a heart. I'll just bring all this shit back. But in the movie, it felt like there was just a lot more stuff added to it that I could appreciate. Kind of like the origin story where they show him as a baby. Now, we can't lie here. This is a cute fucking baby right here. This is so fucking cute. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw this. And I was like, they need to keep doing stuff like this. If I see this every day of my life, I'd be happy. But it was a cute little Grinch baby showing how like he grew up and how people kind of bullied him into becoming a little asshole. So it was really cool to get that backstory, how he was in love and all that stuff. I don't know. Hate me or love me, Grinch is going to go in number 6.
Number 5.
I wanted to go ahead and put Elf on
number 5.
I know Elf might be a little bit low. Sophia, please don't kill me. I love Elf. I think it's an amazing movie. Will Ferrell, it's probably one of the only Will Ferrell movies that I think that I've watched that have a I don't know, it's just nice. It's just really, it doesn't, I don't know what the word is. It doesn't just make it feel like it's a forced comedy. He does a really good job of being genuinely funny in this movie. And he was just so childlike, nice. And the whole movie had such a great premise about an elf trying to find his dad. And I just love the fact that he was just kind of like bigger than everybody else in the North Pole. And one of my favorite scenes in this movie is just, bye buddy, hope you find your dad. Thanks, Mr. Narwhal. Like that's my favorite scene ever. So Of course, we're gonna put Buddy the Elf at
Number 5.
Now we're gonna do number 4. Number 4, we're gonna go ahead and put the Peanuts holiday special. I love Charlie Brown's Christmas special. I think that deserves to be on, like, I don't know, top 1, top 5 all the time, just due to the fact that Charlie Brown Christmas is so inspirational to me as a kid. I mean, look, come on, man. It's one of my favorite things ever to see. I am Charlie Brown spiritually. So Charlie Brown's going to get that number 4 spot. And then moving on to number 3. Sorry, Superman. Sorry, Henry. Moving on to number 3. Oh, God. I didn't think this through. We got Jingle All the Way. I think number 3 should be Jingle All the Way. I don't know if I rated it higher last year, but I think this year we're comfortable at number 3. And, you know, it's a movie where a dad is super obsessive about getting this toy for this kid. And it's crazy how, like, he was just kind of, like, so nonchalant, just really good at his job. And then, like, on Christmas Eve, wanted to get this toy that he thought, you know, he could just randomly pick up. And turns out it was, like, the number 1 selling toy for Christmas, so he couldn't get it. And to see this man go through great lengths to try to get this toy for his son, and also just being able to, like, fight a deer hand in hand and almost basically steal it from another man's kid, it's insane. You got to watch this movie. It's crazy if you haven't seen it. Arnold's movies are great, and this one deserves a top spot, but unfortunately it's going to be number 3 on my list today. But it's very inspirational, and it's the reason why I got this Turbo Man in real life, because it's just one of the few movies that really kind of, like, blew me away. You know, now I don't have the real Turbo Man at home, but I do have this Turbo Man, so that's great. But yeah, no, we're giving Jingle All the Way number 3. Give it up for number 3. All right. And then moving on to number 2, we're going to go ahead and talk about Santa Claus. The OG Santa Claus. And I'm talking about the one with Tim Allen, Scott Calvin. There's just something about those movies that are very nostalgic to me. And I always thought that if I killed Santa Claus, I'd indirectly become Santa Claus. So I would be deep sleeping, or if I heard any sort of noises during Christmas Eve, I would not fucking move a muscle. I didn't want that type of responsibility. And it was freaky how I literally thought that, you know, Scott Calvin could have potentially killed the Santa Claus that, you know, brought my presents. I didn't, you know, and doesn't anybody think about that? Like, he could have just potentially killed a known Santa Claus, and then he just became the Santa Claus forever, and then he just took in the knowledge. Like, it's crazy. It's weird. It's kind of a weird way how they pass down Santa Claus to Santa Claus. They just constantly have to kill each other, and I know there's probably a video making a joke about that already, but it's insane. You kill Santa Claus, and I become Santa Claus. So, wild movie. That is not the premise of the movie, though. He basically becomes Santa Claus because, you know, he didn't believe it. He was he was like I don't know, he worked at a toy company, right? He worked at a toy company, and he was just a really shitty dude. And then he just started learning that, you know, to really sell toys, you just got to be Santa Claus. And he did it, you know, and his son taught him along the way as well. And these movies have gotten progressively better over time, you know. They have aged. They have aged quite well, I think. I mean, it's crazy how he had Jack Frost, and now I think there's his own, like, Disney Plus show, which I haven't kept up with at all. But I think this number 1, Santa Claus, was the one that just did it for me. And for number 2 purposes, it's going to be number 2. And then number 1, Parker, you son of a bitch, you figured it out. Number 1 is definitely going to be Home Alone 2. I rewatched it recently, and it just has, like, such a special place for me, and it really feels like a Christmas movie, because Kevin McAllister getting forget on Christmas, like, who doesn't feel forgotten about on Christmas time, man? And, you know, he liked me for real, bro. He really liked me for real. Kevin McAllister, except for, you know, the part where he just tries to kill, you know, people. And by people, I mean, like, the intruders that just decided to go round 2 with him again, which is insane. If you go through 1 movie with this fucking kid, why would you risk 2? If I would have saw that kid, if I was the guy and I saw that kid again, I would definitely not fuck with him again. But they chose it. They thought they had a better chance in the second movie, and boy, there's a reason why the third film didn't happen. I'm pretty sure it's because they died after this film. I'm pretty sure. the shit that they do in this film, like I'm gonna do like a kind of like hopefully like there's like a montage going on about how many things that Kevin McAllister, aka mini Bruce Wayne, did to these people. But yeah, Home Alone is number 1 on the list, and that right there was my top 10 Christmas movies for this year, 2023. We'll probably do a video comparing the one from 2023 to 2022, just to see how different they are and just see where we're at mentally there. But I think it's crazy. I think that's crazy to see the difference. But there you go, people. And I think, honestly, as an honorable mention, we got to bring up Batman. And, you know, like, we got to bring up Batman, and we also got to bring up National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Like, all of those movies are great. Oh, and Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Those are ones that I love, and I don't think I get a chance to talk about them. And it kind of sucks because I think Frosty the Snowman, another one that really hits home for me and that I think should be on this list. But, you know, for the sake of this video, we didn't do it. But yeah, no, I think that's going to be it for the top 10 Christmas movies. I think we should go on into the wrestling section, don't you think? Yeah, let's go talk about AEW. So just very recently, I went to an AEW event. It was crazy. I got there early, and I wanted to because it got packed real fucking fast. I'll put up some video. Basically, like, me and my brother, we pulled up, and we got there around, like, maybe, I want to say 4:30, 4:40. There was already a line, and then it started getting bigger and bigger, and the doors opened at around, like, 6, I think, which is ridiculous. So, basically, we waited in line, and around 6 o'clock, they opened the door. And we were able to get in, and we found our seats, and, you know, shout out Taylor. Taylor is a homie. He was working the event, and I think it was so funny because, like, he was, like, kind of peeping me from the seats, and I was like, I can fucking see you too, and he was, like, right by the ring, so I gotta bring him onto the show and ask him how, like, these events are, because this dude is so cool. But yeah, no, the event starts, and I mean, we get pretty much hours of wrestling. You know, they start with Ring of Honor, and then, you know, they give us a few matches there, and then right after that, you know, they started off right away with Swerve Strickland. Now, if you know anything here, we support our boy Swerve, you know, and it was so cool to see Swerve, like, in person, and the reaction that he got, because people were really, really big into Swerve Strickland in OKC, which was cool. You know, a lot of, you know, whose house? Swerve's house, like, everywhere. It was ridiculous, and I had a good time. He fought Roosh, and he handled it. He handled business. Now, it's so funny to me that, like, this isn't a form of entertainment for certain people, because, like, this is fun to watch, man. This is, like, such a cool thing. You're just watching two guys go at it, man, and it's, like, it's really competitive. It's really cool to watch. Yes, it's scripted. Yes, it's, like, kind of like a male novella, but I love it. Like, it's so great. It's so great, you know? I got to see Moxley versus oh my God, Jay White, which those are two top contenders right there. So seeing them fight in person and Moxley get really close, which is cool. They went at it. You know, Jay White's a little bitch, so he won the fucking match. And yeah, you know, like, there was just a lot of cool things to watch. You know, Prince Nana was there, fucking MJF, Samoa Joe, MJF and Samoa Joe. MJF was crazy to watch. Now, this is dirty as fuck. This is dirty as fuck. I went to the merch stand, and I bought this scarf, and I was like out here thinking like, oh, I want to support MJF too. Let me just wear the scarf, and I thought it looked cool. And when I bought the scarf, you know, by the way, like, can we talk about AEW merch stands? Like, that shit was insane. Each shirt was $40, and no Swerve shirt, that was a big L. Like, fuck that. What the hell? And they couldn't take cash. They could not take cash, which was super fucking annoying. So AEW, kind of fix that shit, please. Like, you know, if you're going to try to, like, sell me some merch for $40, it better be a goddamn Swerve Strickland shirt or something like this. Like, come on now. Get the fuck out of here with all this nonsense. It was like basic AEW shirt. Yes, there was a Sting shirt. They had a belt for $350, which was ridiculous. But this specific scarf was $40. And, you know, I bought two of them, one for me, one for my brother. And it's crazy. When I opened up the package, put it on, I didn't notice the shirt, you know, what it said at all throughout the event. When I got home, I read this shit, and this shit says too poor for a real one. Like, let me hold on real quick. Give it to me, Henry. Give it to me, Henry. Thank you. Let's take a look at this shit. Yeah. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah, look at that. Too poor for a real one. And if you guys don't know MJF, this motherfucker sucks. He's a scumbag, he's a jerk, but I love him all the same. And that's his gimmick. And he's cool. Like, he's cool. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was more of an Adam Cole and Kenny fan, so not having them there was really, really hurtful. I'm not gonna lie to you. It sucked, not gonna lie. But Rio was there, and if we put some respect on my girl Rio, Rio's great. Rio's such a great wrestler, Japanese wrestler, and she just tore the house down with Saraya. Saraya I've met recently, or not recently. Saraya I've met before, back in the day when she was referred to as Paige, and it's kind of crazy to see her kind of evolve into Saraya now, and I think she's great still. It was good seeing her. Oklahoma was really popping off as a crowd for wrestling, which was cool. I was very interested to see how we would react, and I think we reacted pretty well. But yeah, it was cool because we got to see more matches afterwards. We got to see Rampage, and we got Orange Cassidy, which that's another one of my favorite wrestlers out there. Orange Cassidy is just a real cool dude. You know, just love him. Yeah, he wrestles so good. And El Hijo de Vikingo. Yeah, I think this is his name. El Hijo. I can't fucking say it right. But Vikingo, like, he was really cool. I've always watched that guy wrestle in, like, he's like a luchador, so he wrestles in, like, a lot of Mexican stuff. But, like, to be able to see him in, like, live AEW event was kind of cool. And, like, him and Black Taurus tore the roof down. That was a kind of a crazy match to watch. And then Jake Hager, who's from Oklahoma, he came by. Jim Ross was there. And then Tony Khan mentioned that they were going to come back to Tulsa around February 21st, I think. I'm not too sure. Which, it's crazy. I come to find out this was their first time coming to Oklahoma City, which was crazy. I think this was a really solid event. I'm definitely going to try to go to the Tulsa one. So, yeah, no, man, I think this AEW event was really cool. It was nice. I think, honestly, we're probably going to do our best to go to that Tulsa one, but I wanted to get a sign that said, you know, Simon Miller, give me an up, you know, but I couldn't get there in time. But yeah, that's kind of how the AEW event went. So that's all I'll talk about with that. But I don't know. We should move on. We should get some other stuff going on. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my fucking God. Yo, we're about to go see the homies. We're about to go see Ben Quad and Cliff Diver. Yeah, in like a few days. Hopefully I can get this video out by that time. But like, yeah, we're actually going to go to Tulsa and go see Ben Quad, Cliff Diver. I'm excited. You know, those guys always tear the house down when it comes to their shows. I don't know. Like, it's cool to see the local scene, like I keep saying, blow up. And Cliff Diver, last time, put a tear in my eye. Let's see what they do this time. They always pull out such range of emotions from me. And then I always love the homies from Ben Quad because, you know what? I'm a part of it. You're a part of it too. But yeah, so we're going to try to go to that. And then also on the other music news, the Gold Necklace Dwellings are going to be here at the 89th Street on January 4th. And I'm going to do everything I can to go to that one as well. I'm a huge Dwellings fan. Their newest album was probably something that I just really recommend everybody to go listen to. Also, Gold Necklace, come the fuck on. Anytime I want to go see Kurt Travis, I'm down. I'm fucking down. Kurt Travis is a talented dude. I can't stress that enough. I love his voice. Love any sort of band he gets into, whether it's Royal Coda or Gold Necklace. Like, he can do it all over the place, and he's just great. So we're definitely going to try to go to that show. I'm all about it. I'm just, like, really excited because, you know, it's been a year since we've done this podcast, and we're heading into 2024, and there's just a lot of new things that are going to be happening. I want more episodes where I'm interviewing people. That's where I do see this becoming, you know, more of an interview spot. And it's kind of crazy. I do see some things happening in the future. I just recently met with some really, really lovely people. You might have heard of them, Mooney Tunes. I just recently met with them, and they are two of the most amazing. Well, I know there's more in the group, but there's two of the most amazing women that I met in that group. Reached out to me, and we had a good time. We discussed. There's definitely probably going to be something in the works for a future in the collaboration process, but I can't say much, and I'm excited. And I think you guys should go check them out. All their videos are great. They just honestly are two talented women that I really respect, and they're trying to do the same thing I'm doing when it comes to just bringing exposure to people in this world and doing the right thing. Shout out Tito, because Tito's doing like his own thing on his channel. You go check that out. Shout out to my homie, dude. This dude is doing clothes, and look at that shit. Like, that shit looks insane, right? Dude, this fucker does clothes, and if you want to hit him up, he'll do custom work. He's a homie. I really like him. Go shout him out. Go follow him. Go buy some clothes, please, because this shit is cool. And also shout out to Etta. Etta has some really nice art. I always wanted to put her stuff on here and talk about it a lot in detail because she's just a great artist. She's a really good friend of mine. I wanted to just let the world know that, hey, look at what my friend is doing. This is sick. So Oklahoma as a whole is growing, and I just really think it's cool that there's all these people that you can really collab with or show off. And Cage has been doing some music too. Cage, like, God, bro, there was like a new song that he just released that or not like just released, but it was like a video or something. Dude's sick. Shout out Cage, bro. Love you. Oklahoma is really thriving when it comes to the local art scene, so like I do support it with my whole heart, and I think it's great, but I think that's like all the stuff that I wanted to talk about when it comes to Oklahoma. But yeah, let's go into Netflix. Let's go into Netflix anime series and talk. Well, let's first talk about Netflix adapting Yu Yu Hakusho, because I wanted to talk about that. Because that man, I mean, it's crazy. I was talking a lot of shit about that show beforehand, and I didn't think it was going to be good at all. Not at all. I watched, right now, from where I'm at, I've watched about 3 episodes of the live action. It's pretty fucking good. Damn. It's pretty fucking good, y'all. My homie Mike was right. Like, that shit was really good. I didn't expect it to be that good. The live action does it justice. There's a lot of cool stuff. There's stuff that I do have gripes about. I'm not going to lie to you about the live action. There's stuff that really do kind of take me out of it. But as far as a interpretation of Yu Yu Hakusho, I can live with it. And I didn't finish it. Might have a stronger opinion when I finish it, but I wanted to get this video out in time because I've already had this video deleted once. It was crazy. We had, as you notice, I'm not wearing the hat in the teaser. Yeah, because because fucking technical difficulties, that's why. But nah, man, I mean, here, we went ahead and just redid it. I think it came out a little bit better. And yeah, back to the Yu Yu Hakusho bit. I mean, I think it's great. So, but I also think it's kind of crazy as anime as a whole just becoming more accepted in 2023. Like, just, there's a lot more people talking about it. And I mean, like, I don't know, it's crazy, like, here's like kind of like some of my favorites, like, and I'm not just gonna put them in a specific order. I'm just gonna name them out there, just so that way I can kind of like show you my personality when it comes to animes. Like, I like My Hero Academia, I like Attack on Titan, I like Vinland Saga, I like Yu Yu Hakusho, of course. I like Rurouni Kenshin. I like Dragon Ball Z, Erased, One Punch Man, The Way of the House Husband, Mashle, Demon Slayer. All these animes I really, really... Oh, Assassination Classroom. I think that's another one that's really underrated. These animes, these are all really cool animes that have, like, really sick storylines. Things that, in a way, teach me things about life in a sense. My Hero has a really kind of dark storyline where, they kind of go into, like, abuse in the household. And it was just kind of wild how they handled it, especially with Endeavor being like the number one hero, in their world. And I don't know, if you haven't watched My Hero, you should definitely check it out. It's me personally, I'm kind of biased because it's one of my favorites out there. That's because it deals with like superheroes, but in an anime take. And like, I legitimately feel Deku in so many ways. Like, it's a story about how like meeting your hero, but gone right. And like Deku is what I've always wanted to be, like just kind of someone who is powerful, but meeting their hero and trying to match up, but just realizing their own strength. It's cool. So I don't know. Anime's cool. I said it. You can say it too. Don't be mean. Anime's cool, y'all. You can go ahead and watch it now. I agree. But yeah, no, I just wanted to like share that with y'all because I think a lot of people kind of gatekeep anime and they like keep it closeted. Don't do that. It's fun. It's fun shit. It's fun shit. Like make it fun. Other things that I've been on, man, I just bought Baldur's Gate. Bro, that shit's crazy. You can edit your dick. I'm not going to show that. I'm really not going to show that, but you can do that. You can edit your dick in that game. I know that's the craziest way to start off the video review, but I was so blown away when that option just popped up. I was like, hair, eyes, dick. Oh, wow. But it's a fun game. It's a fun game. You can definitely look at animals really weird, which it doesn't make me feel comfortable at all. Not at all. Like, there was a moment I almost threw down with a cow. I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, no, it's a fun game. Hopefully I'll show some footage of it. Because I haven't played it much because it's a very over-encompassing game. And I need to take time to just, like, really, like, dive deep in it. But yeah, once it won Game of the Year, I was like, I'm all on it. And I was kind of keeping an eye on it beforehand and telling friends that, dude, this game looks like it's going to be something cool. And I'm not big on turn-based, but it wasn't really turn-based. It really did a good job of kind of influencing all the things you can do, and it's so in-depth. Like, you're going to find a side story everywhere you go. So I do agree with it winning Game of the Year. But it's cool. It's a cool game. I should definitely make like a review on it, but we'll get there. We'll try to get there because like I feel like that game's gonna be long as fuck. I've also been playing a lot of Fortnite, and god damn it, bro, that game is just ridiculous. I don't know how to explain Fortnite to people anymore. I wasn't a real big Fortnite fan anyways. I was a huge Apex fan when I first started. My Apex score was pretty good. I've got a lot of matches and shit like that, but it's weird because my friends just kind of fell off because I guess they suck. Yeah, you heard me right. You guys suck. Only person that's good out here is Sniff. Shout out Sniff, man. You're like the best Apex homie I got out here. But all y'all other motherfuckers, stay on that Fortnite shit. Fuck y'all. But they dragged me into Fortnite. And also Fortnite had Superman in it, so I was like, you know what? I gotta get it for Superman's sake. And then I haven't stopped since, because when they dropped Spider-Man, I did Spider-Man. When they dropped Dragon Ball Z characters, I got them. When I did Jujutsu Kaisen, of course, they haven't done Yu Yu Hakusho. I wish. Don't do that. I would spend so much money. Stop. You guys have already took so much from me. Look at this list. Look at all these things that I've collectively bought. I don't think bought is a word. Things that I've bought due to Fortnite. And like now they have like a thing where they're like low key bringing back Rock Band, and like they have like a racing game where it's kind of like Mario Kart. It's just Fortnite I am scared of. I think it's taking over, and I think it deserves a video on its own. So if you guys want to see that video and just see more of my gameplay and shit, we should make a Fortnite video, I think, right? But yeah, man, I think that's about it. I don't want to go into like further territory of just like regrudging some stuff. I feel like we've kind of hit every nail on the head. There's definitely going to be a lot of new people on this podcast. I'm going to try to get a full range of people, whether it's from the cannabis industry, whether it's from the weed industry, whether it's from the cannabis industry, whether it's from the music industry, whether you're into comics, whether you're into wrestling, whether you're into art, whether you're into farting. I don't know, man. We'll bring you into the show. I wanted to go ahead and make this a safe space for y'all, man. And I also wanted to let you guys know, I know it's Christmas time. Not a lot of people celebrate the holidays, but just celebrate each other. Celebrate being with the family and hold each other to that standard, whether you believe in it or not, whether you have a religious aspect behind the holiday or not, and respect other people's aspects on it. People were just trying to make it through and just enjoy the holidays as is, man. It was a real fucking hard year, and I think we ended it on a good note. We made it through another year. 2023 is over, and we're about to move on to 2024, and we should feel good about that. We should feel strong about that because we did a lot of good things this year, and you guys have been watching this, and we've been growing, and it's only going to get bigger from here, so I'm excited, There's just so much in store for us, and I can't wait. There's so many collabs, and I want to say more, but I can't. I just can't. There's a lot. But I appreciate every single one of you guys, you know, everybody that's listening, everybody that takes a chance to watch these videos and do your time to just get to the end and watch it all the way through. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Mwah. Merry Christmas to you. I think this is a good spot to end it. You know, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a good holiday. And we're switching up the fans because Trev's been acting up, man. We got to give a shout out to Trev again, you know, because he's been really acting up. So, you know, here we go.
You watched.
Trev, you're my biggest fan.
Thank you.
Peace out.